Imagine having the power to read a woman's unspoken language, so vividly that it feels as if her soul is whispering to you without her lips ever moving. Most men never catch these signals. Not because they don't exist, but because their minds are clouded by desire, blinded by what they wish to see rather than what's truly unfolding before them. But here's the unsettling truth: her body never lies. When a woman is genuinely stirred by you, the message escapes in ways far louder than words. Tiny shifts, subtle reactions, hidden clues that reveal everything. The tragedy? Most men overlook them and the moment slips away forever. Now, what if you could see beyond the surface? Strip away the noise and finally tune into the secret rhythm of her psychology and biology, the signals evolution designed but never taught you to recognize. This isn't about cheap tricks, empty pickup lines, or gambling on guesses. This is about awakening to what's already there, hidden in plain sight. And once you learn how to notice it, you'll never be left wondering again. First, notice her eyes. When attraction surges through her body, something happens that she cannot fake, cannot stop, and cannot control. Her pupils widen, her gaze deepens, and for a fleeting moment, it's as if her eyes are pulling you in. That sudden darkness in her stare isn't just chance. It's biology, the silent language of desire written into her nervous system. If you catch her holding your gaze longer than usual, if her eyes seem larger, more open, almost glowing with a quiet intensity, understand this: it's not random. It's primal. It's her body signaling what words will never dare to admit out loud. Here's the shocking part: most men miss it. They shrug it off, too distracted by their own thoughts to realize they just walked past one of nature's most ancient and undeniable tells. But if you learn to see it, really see it, everything changes. Suddenly you're not lost in confusion, not left guessing what she feels. You're tuned into the unspoken truth her biology is screaming, and that truth has the power to transform the way you understand every moment of connection. Once you know what to look for, you'll never see her the same way again. Second, pay attention to the micro-movements. They're easy to miss, but once you see them, you can't unsee them. She shifts in her seat, not with nervousness, but with a restless energy she can't contain. Fingers play with her hair, tracing through strands as if inviting your eyes to follow. She brushes her lips lightly, grazes her collarbone, or adjusts the edge of her neckline. These gestures are not random. They are signals, tiny betrayals of the places she longs for your attention to wander. Her body speaks in whispers, pointing you toward the most vulnerable and sensual parts of her without uttering a single word. Now here's the part most men never realize: these actions aren't clumsy habits. They are ancient instincts, written into human behavior by biology itself. And if you dismiss them as coincidence, you'll miss the truth staring you right in the face. Because when a woman is drawn to you, her hands reveal what her words will never confess. And once you recognize these subtle invitations, you step into a world where you're no longer guessing. You're reading the story her body is desperate to tell. If you are finding value in this, make sure to like and subscribe so other men can also have access to this epic Stoic truth. Let's continue. Third, listen closely to her voice. When attraction rises within her, it doesn't just stay hidden in her thoughts. It escapes, slipping into the very sound of her words. Suddenly her tone shifts. It drops lower, softer, slower, almost like a secret melody meant only for your ears. She isn't doing this on purpose. She isn't sitting there calculating how to sound seductive. No, this is her body betraying her, letting intimacy leak out in ways she can't control. Biology is steering the wheel, and her voice becomes the quiet test. Will you notice? Will you understand what she's really saying without saying it? If you hear her speaking with a sudden velvet smoothness, if her words carry a warmth that wasn't there before, don't ignore it. This isn't casual conversation anymore. It's her body drawing you closer, pulling you into a space where the connection feels thicker, heavier, and almost electric. Here's the part that might shock you. Most men brush it off. They think it's just coincidence, or worse, they miss it completely because they're too focused on what to say next. And in that moment, they fail to recognize one of the strongest signals of desire a woman can ever give. But if you catch it, if you truly hear that shift, you'll unlock a deeper layer of communication, a language most men never get to experience. And once you do, you'll never listen to her voice the same way again. Fourth, watch what happens to her boundaries. When a woman isn't interested, she protects her space like a shield. She'll keep that invisible barrier between you firm and clear. But when attraction sparks, when she feels something shifting inside her, that shield begins to lower. And here's the fascinating part: she won't announce it. She'll show it in ways so subtle most men never catch them. Maybe she leans closer when you speak, as if your words pull her in like gravity. Maybe her arm brushes against yours and she doesn't pull away. Or maybe she lets the space between you shrink little by little, as if the distance itself feels unnatural. This isn't random. It isn't coincidence. It's psychology at work, our most primal system of communication. In human behavior, space is one of the clearest, most measurable signs of desire. And when she begins to surrender that space, she's revealing something deeper than words ever could. Now here's the part most men miss. They think it's an accident, just casual closeness. They ignore the fact that her body has already made a decision, one her mind might not even fully admit yet. And by overlooking it, they let the moment slip into silence. But if you notice it, if you see the way her boundaries shift and respond with awareness, you step into a connection most men never experience. Suddenly, you're not guessing at her interest, you're living inside it. And once you understand this unspoken language, you'll realize desire isn't hidden. It's right there, moving closer to you, waiting for you to notice. Now, this is where Stoicism becomes your greatest weapon. The biggest mistake men make is reacting with desperation, jumping too fast, chasing too eagerly, or letting excitement shatter their composure. And nothing kills attraction quicker than that. True strength lies in calm awareness. It's in being able to recognize every signal she gives you without losing yourself in the rush of the moment. Notice the signs, but don't pounce. Stay grounded. Hold your frame. Here's the paradox that surprises most men. A woman's attraction often deepens not when you chase, but when you show you're aware, yet unshaken. When she feels you sense her energy but aren't enslaved by it, she sees a man in control, a man she can lean into, a man who doesn't crumble under the weight of desire. That restraint is rare and it's powerful. Because self-control is the bridge between a momentary spark and a lasting flame. It's the difference between being just another passing thrill and becoming unforgettable. So next time, don't just look, watch with intent. Her eyes, her subtle movements, the sudden softness in her voice, the way her space quietly shifts, each of these is more than comfort. They're signals of desire, slipping through the cracks of control, speaking a language older than words. But here's the challenge. Can you hold yourself steady enough to notice without being consumed by it? Most men stumble here. They either miss the signs entirely or lose themselves the moment they feel her energy, chasing it until it fades. The truth is, attraction is not about reacting, it's about presence. It's about standing grounded in the storm of emotion, aware but unshaken. Because when you can meet her energy without surrendering your own, you become something rare, something unforgettable. And that's the surprise most never realize. Desire doesn't just belong to the bold or the beautiful. It belongs to the man who can stay calm in the fire, who can see the signs, feel the pull, and still remain in control. That's the man who lingers in her mind long after the moment is gone. If this message struck something in you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more Stoic insights from Become Stoic. Click on the next video showing up on your screen right now to become the man who attracts women and not the one that chases them.